Happy Friday and Happy New Year. We are getting back on schedule with Ask Rachel Anything every single week. And this week's question came to me as a top kind of Google search question that is out there right now. And so I wanted to address it a little bit because it speaks really well to what we're doing here at Unmarked Street and at the business of apparel. And the question is, why do fashion industry pros not help beginners, and why are they so competitive? And I really only found kind of one other answer during the search online, and I really liked it. It's that when beginners are asking for help in the fashion industry, first of all, asking for a mentorship or asking to learn from someone who's been in the industry for a really long time is a two-way street. So I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast. You know, management and mentorship are very different things. And if you're asking for someone to be a mentor to you, there is a reciprocation that happens, and this becomes kind of a relationship that you build, something that you're contributing to as a mentee as well. And so the answer that I actually found online was really great in just kind of saying, you know, if you're looking for mentorship or if you're looking for guidance as an apparel industry beginner, what you really want to do is figure out, you know, who this person is that you want to be mentored by, how you might be able to help them in this mentor-mentee relationship, and kind of build a rapport that way. It's definitely something that becomes, it becomes a more symbiotic relationship as opposed to just coming to the table and saying, hey, for free, can you give me all of your advice? And, you know, and I'm not necessarily going to be offering anything back to you. So that's definitely what a mentorship, a beautiful mentorship relationship can look like. And so that is one piece of why when people come to us as pros in the fashion and apparel industry, we might kind of look at it as something that's not worth our time, because at the end of the day, time is money. And so if we are spending time with beginners who are not necessarily willing to learn, willing to put in the effort, willing to kind of also give something back, it can be a tough consideration to take in. I also want to say on top of that, another part of the answer that I found online, I totally agree with, and this is what we've been talking about a lot on our platform at Unmarked Street and the business of apparel, is that the fashion industry is extremely fast-paced. We move at a speed that not many other industries do. I was talking to someone recently about their product development role. They help make like lighting fixtures and ceiling fans and things like that, which are great industrial design products that people want to be making, but they are on a 6-year development timeline. So they're developing and working on something and designing something right now that they don't plan to launch out into the world or get comments on from customers or have people buy for another 6 years. In the fashion and apparel industry, as we've talked about a lot, we're on like a 1 to 2 year timeline, and a lot of the time people want to go even faster than that. So we as freelancers and consultants in the spaces are really trying to tell people, you know, you probably want to plan for at least 9 months to a year. But a lot of the time, if you're doing additional processes, like anything with salesman samples, or if you have a sales team that you're actually working with, you also then want to make sure that you are adding a year potentially to that 9 months, because you're adding basically 2 production timelines on top of each other. So, okay, I'm going down a rabbit hole a little bit here, but what I want to say is because our development and timeline is so fast in the apparel industry compared to a lot of other segments and a lot of other industries, it can be really hard to fit in the time to give guidance to a beginner or help them understand the roads that they need to be taking, the things that they need to be learning. And so there is, I think, a beautiful, lovely group of people in the fashion and apparel industry who really do want to help and want to teach all that they know. I know a lot of people, including myself, who love internship programs. I was an intern when I started my own career. And so bringing people on, teaching them how to start their careers, how to get better at their careers, all of the little tips and tricks that we've learned throughout the decades of us being professionals is really great. However, we do tend to find that because life is so busy and because we're constantly chasing these fast timelines and because we're constantly adding new products late or developing something on an expedited timeline, or maybe our design team wants to add a proto here or there, or this proto didn't fit right, so now we got to go into a round we weren't expecting. All of that happens a lot in the apparel industry, and so it can be hard to fit in additional time to be a mentor or a mentee for that matter. This is one of the great reasons why at Unmarked Street I am really trying to educate as much as I can. We're getting our brand new course out there in February. So if you are looking to learn all of the insider secrets of the apparel industry, if you're a beginner and you're wondering why it's so competitive out there and why you can't get the information that you're looking for, this could be a great resource for you. So the Business of Apparel online course will be launching. We're going to be doing our first free workshop on February 8th so that I can teach you a little bit about it. And also give you some free tools just right there in that workshop. So you can walk away from that workshop completely free, $0 paid. You can have some templates, have some worksheets with you, and then have some learnings that will be amplified in the course if you decide to take that as well. So if you're a beginner out there and you're frustrated and you're looking for someone to mentor you, I'd be happy to kind of chat with you, but just know that it is definitely something that people want to do. There is just a reciprocation that needs to happen. So showing your own initiative and putting something together in a way that would help you be a great mentee to those people is a great way to start that endeavor. If you have any questions, let me know. You can comment on the video here. We'll be sure to post it after the live. And have a great weekend ahead, y'all. I will talk to you next week.